It's such an amazing time if you're interested in physical fitness because there's so many people that really understand like the science behind building.
There's this YouTube guy I follow, Athlean-X.
Yeah, I follow that too.
Jeff. And he does these ERs, they're called. And I've been doing this and I've been seeing results.
Jeff Cavallari, do you know who that is? Athlean-X.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that guy, yeah.
Super smart guy.
Yeah.
And we would go back and forth and I'd be like, look, if I'm at my last 3 reps, why do we have to rest for 2 minutes? Like, who said that? Who made that up?
So what are Chris Distefano and Josh Brolin talking about here with Joe Rogan? Well, we're going to talk about it here today, and it's effective reps and how you can make your chest workout a lot more effective by doing the right type of reps. Jesse, do me a favor, lay down. I want to demonstrate a typical set and see if people can see the difference, okay? So what Jesse's doing is he's got a weight that would make him fail somewhere in the 10 to 12 rep range. Okay, so start your repetitions, but I want you to tell me how you feel on each repetition. In other words, effort level.
Good.
Okay. These should be rather easy, right?
Yeah, this is fairly easy.
Okay. This is number 3. How is it?
Good.
Okay. So start to tell me when it starts to get challenging or hard.
All right, I'm starting to notice a little bit.
Okay. So just the noticing point.
Yep, there it is.
Okay. Keep going. Is that like 6 or 7?
Yeah.
How's it feel?
It's
Difficult?
starting to get difficult.
Okay. Starting to.
All right, this is getting harder.
Okay. So you got to keep going.
All right, it's getting really hard now.
A lot of people would stop already, by the way. Don't do that.
Okay.
Yep.
It's really hard now.
Okay. You got one more in you?
Try.
Could you get it up for one more for failure?
Nope.
Okay, that's it. So come on up. All right, cool. Sit back a little bit. So what you just saw there was a set to failure with whatever it was, 10, 11 reps with that weight.
Yep.
Now, typically, how long would you rest?
Well, is my fiance calling me? Because that could last 30 minutes.
Yeah, probably no. Or texting, right? Or,
Yeah.
Okay. Typical set.
I'd say probably like 2 to 3 minutes.
2 to 3 minutes, which is pretty typical, right?
Yeah.
I want you to get back down there now.
Now?
Now.
Now.
Okay, so now with like a 15 to 30 second rest, I want you to get back down, but do me again a favor. Tell me when it starts to feel what you feel on every repetition, okay? All right, here we go.
Oh, it's already starting to be difficult.
Like that, it's already, you're feeling it?
Yep.
Okay, go.
All right, this is good. I'm in a groove.
How's it feel?
It's getting hard.
All right, so it's hard on the 3rd rep. Keep going.
It's really hard now.
Okay, 4. Yeah, it looks like it did towards the end of your last set. 5. One more.
That's
Here you
it.
go. All right, come on up. So 5 repetitions. Now sit back. Now I want to explain what's going on here. Okay? So what you just saw, guys, is effective reps, what we call effective reps. The idea is if the purpose of the first 6 or 7 reps that you did on the first set was just to get you to a point of fatigue and effort that got you to those really kind of meaningful hard reps at the end of the first set.
Right.
Why do we want to continue to regenerate to allow you to do all those sort of ineffective reps or those sort of meaningless reps the next time we go through the next set? Why can't we shortcut that process? And we can. We can do it by shortening up the rest period. And again, we're talking about a hypertrophy method here, not strength, not power. When we're training for strength and power, we want those longer rest periods, right? We want to be able to get good, high-quality repetitions. If you're training for power, they should be very specific and purposeful. They say practice makes perfect. No, only perfect practice makes perfect. So you want to make sure you're doing high-quality repetitions. Strength and power development is about being efficient with your training. Here, when you're trying to drive hypertrophy and new muscle gains, you want to be inefficient. I can make you more inefficient by resting less and getting you into these effective reps more quickly. So there's 2 ways that you can do this, okay? 2 main ways that you could do this. You now could have continued to use the same weight and allowed yourself to realize that now the next time you go down, you're going to go do another set. You're probably going to do even less than 5 this time.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe like 3 or 4 or 3, right? That's okay. What you do is you continue to do this in this rest pause fashion until you reach a total number of what we call effective reps. So when I program this, I would say, this is the exercise. Give me 20 effective reps, okay? The ignition set does not count. The first set does not count, all right? So you've got 6 effective reps in the first set. You drop down, maybe the next one you're doing 4, now you're at 10. You keep going until you chip away to your 20 effective reps. Once you hit your 20 effective reps, that set is over, that exercise is over.
Okay.
You don't have to do anything else for there. Now you do a different exercise that hits the chest in a different way. Maybe cable crossovers, right? Or a dip,
Yeah.
right? Or an incline, something that hits a different area of your chest. But this exercise is done. If you kept the weight the same, then you would probably expect two things to happen. Number one, it's going to take you a little longer to get to your 20 rep effective count.
Yeah.
Why is that? Just because you're starting to, again, dwindle the rep count from 5 effective to 4 to 3 to 2. You might be repping out singles or doubles towards the end of that, which might take more total sets to get to the 20.
It's going to take a longer amount of time as
Take a
well.
little bit longer time to do that, okay? The alternative is if you start to see that number drop into that 3 or 2 rep range, and you don't like to just do the singles or doubles or triples to get to your 20 total, you can go and drop that weight down in between one of your sets to 5 or 10 pounds less and come back and then do it the same way.
Okay.
The rest is still the same. It's still that short 15 to 30 second rest period, right? And you get back into it and you do it, and then you'll see that you'll probably get a few more effective reps in each subsequent set, but it will take you less overall sets to do it. So your time to do it would be less.
Right.
One thing I'll point out between beginner and more advanced, likely the more advanced are going to actually need a longer period in between sets, closer to the 30 seconds or so. Why is that? Because you can elicit a higher effort, right? You know what it is to train to failure. You know what it is to give a high effort, so you're likely not leaving anything on the table. A lot of times beginners underestimate their capabilities so that they are probably ready to get back into it even sooner, right? Then more closer to the 15 or 20 second range, right? But as you start to become more aware of how to dial that in, then you'll know what to do.
Engage failure.
Yeah. Now, as far as light weights, people say, well, can you do this with light weights? The issue with light weights is that it's sort of on the other end of the spectrum. People are once again underestimating the value of where the set actually means something.
Okay.
When it comes to light weights, even more so, all the stuff in the beginning is meaningless. It's meaningless. If some would actually argue with lighter weights, it becomes more of a mileage factor where you're just wearing and tearing with no real benefit. If you don't bring yourself at these higher rep ranges, 15 rep sets, 20 rep sets, 25 rep sets, to absolute failure, you've wasted the set.
Okay.
So higher rep sets are not a great way to do these effective reps, but if you're going to do higher rep sets as part of your training, it's the same concept that don't waste the beginning reps. They were meant to get you to the end of that set where you can actually do the real meaningful part, which is those last 5 or 6 grinding repetitions that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
That's what's so important about
I can tell
that.
you, I really don't want to do them.
Yeah. So as far as effective reps now, what would you do as another exercise here? Again, you could go take this right into a crossover and do a different area, but you'd approach it the same way. 20 effective reps. Choose your 12 rep max on that exercise. Perform the first one as that ignition set, and then the game begins. Rest that 15, 20 to 30 seconds in that range. Get right back in there again and rep out to failure and keep going in that rest pause fashion. From there, I might actually go into a dip. But again, we want to say, what's the weight that causes you to fail in that 10 to 12 rep range? For some, that is going to require weight.
Yeah.
It's not just going to be a body weight version of a dip. So if you were to do that, you add some weight to the exercise, and you perform your 10 rep max or 11 or 12 rep max, and then you take it to failure. How can we equate that or make that more difficult? From this point here, I say do a paused dip. And don't try to accumulate 20 additional repetitions of a weighted dip. Instead, do 10. So now we can start to construct these workouts based around not 3 sets of this or 4 sets of that, but the number of effective reps total. I want 10 effective reps on a weighted dip with a pause at the bottom. I want 20 effective reps on a dumbbell bench press. I want 20 effective reps on an incline bench press. That's how you start to think about these workouts.
Why do we have to rest for 2 minutes? Like, who said that? Who made that up? Is it really a recovery thing, 2 minutes before you can go back into 12 more reps? What if we just rest 30 seconds and then you're right back into that thing almost immediately, and those are the things that are tearing the tissues and growing the muscle and all that kind of stuff. So just experimenting with it all.
And I've been doing this and I've been seeing results, is he thinks that the real hypertrophy, which I think is scientifically backed, the real hypertrophy comes at the last 2 to 3 reps of an exercise. So say you're doing, 12, 10, 8, 6, the last, 9, 10, 11, 12 is really where the hypertrophy comes. So what he says is he does 20 efficient reps, right? 20 ER. So you get an ignition set. So you take a weight that you'll fail at between 8 and 12. Let's say you're doing bicep curls. You'll take a 50-pound dumbbell and you'll fail at 10. You're failing at 10. When failing to him means you're breaking the form and the concentric exercise, and you're failing. You're using other muscles to kind of recruit the bicep to get that. That's failing. So he says, what you do then, that's your ignition set. You take a 50-pound dumbbell, your ignition set is 10 reps. Boom, good. You wait 15 seconds. Now the real workout begins. You have to get 20 efficient reps, 20 ERs in that time. So after you do the 10, you're at failure, wait 15 seconds, boom. 1, 2, maybe I can get 4, and then I got to take a break. Wait 15 seconds, boom, boom, boom. Every 15 seconds up to 20, that's one set. Then you move on to the brachioradialis, the front deltoid, whatever it may be, and you Athlean-X says you stay in that one type of workout he has, you stay in that efficient rep range. And I got to tell you, I've went from doing his efficient rep exercise, I went from being able to do about 10 pull-ups in a row to 20 in about a month and a half.
Wow.
So with weight, right? So I think I've been following that Athlean-X YouTube follow, in my opinion, one of the best follows you can on YouTube.